So my name is Errol Isip. I'm a fashion choreographer, casting director, model coach, and I've been doing this for more than 20 years. My passion is really to empower models, to train them, to change the industry, to find new talents really, and those talents to be ready for the industry. So I've been doing events, mostly fashion and retail shows. I've been doing it for more than 20 years. I started in the Philippines. I had my own events and modeling agency there for 6 years. And then I moved to Dubai where I became an event manager for a retail group. And from there, I was able to have the opportunity to work with the biggest design brands from Armani, Dolce & Gabbana, Stella McCartney, you name it. All the big brands, I've done a designer show in Dubai. And every time I come here in LA, because I have friends and family here, they always tell me, why don't you move here? So eventually I moved here 2 years ago. I immediately started with LA Fashion Week, so I'm the casting director and overall choreographer of Los Angeles Fashion Week. And from there, every time I do a casting and some designer would ask me, do you have a plus size? Do you have someone edgy? Do you have something different and all that? I don't have any, because it's the same models, all the agencies have the same look of models. So that's where I really came up with the idea of having a model competition that's actually catering to making sure that we target different categories to find new talents, new models for different looks, with different looks.
Interests are music. I'm actually a singer-songwriter as well as a curve model. I love dance. I've toured as a dancer. And anything creative, really, that I can get my hands on. I started modeling as a way to build my confidence. It was a part of my self-love journey. I was bullied a lot as a kid, especially being curvier than all of the other girls in school. So my self-esteem was really low. I'm naturally an introvert, so I was not very social, and social anxiety was definitely a part of my life. So I started taking photos to kind of help with my confidence and all of that stuff. And then I ended up getting booked, and it kind of grew from there.
My name is Alma BT, and I'm here because this, I realize, it's a very diverse casting than most I've ever been through. And I'm an individual with disability, so this is where I feel very included and welcome at the same time. Something very interesting about me, it's funny because I have hearing aid, but because I have the ability to speak, a lot of people will tell me, you don't look deaf. And I'm like, what does a deaf person look like? So for me, people assume you look hearing, but okay, thank you, I guess. But yes, I'm hard of hearing. That's the most interesting thing because it's usually not obvious for most people because I don't have a specific kind of hearing aid that should be the first thing people notice.
My name is Cici Asuncion, and I am the owner and director of Slay Model Management. It is the world's first all-trans model agency, and I'm also the executive producer of Strut and Oxygen, which I co-produce with Whoopi Goldberg. With what I do, it's a very niche market, and while I understand diversity and representation, what's really more important now, because the lay of the land in fashion is changing, it's more important that we don't go into the territory of tokenism. So I think that's what's important to do here. What I'm really looking for here at Model Hunt, I've judged Miss Universe, I've hosted Miss Teen USA and all of that, and I understand the altruistic, reasons for this. However, what I'm looking for is someone who's marketable and somebody who will make money. I'm a model agent, that's what we're supposed to do. Do it again.
I started fashion school back in 2009. And when I started, the instructor had said that when I was drawing myself instead of the models. So I guess subconsciously that's what I wanted to do. She asked me a few questions, but I never knew it was possible because at the time, I was living my life as male, and I was just like, there's no way that I could do that. So fast forward a few years later, and here I am.
Actually a platform to really set new standards of modeling. We're trying to break the barriers and set new standards of modeling in a way that we're not just looking for your typical model, size 0 to 2 models. We're really looking for different type of models. So a lot of opportunities for different people, regardless of your age, gender, abilities, height, your measurements. We all have a chance to become a model.
What brought me here today is just wanting to shatter stereotypes. There's a stigma on people with disabilities that we can't do certain things, meaning disabled meaning not abled, and we can do so many things. So wanting to shatter those stereotypes and show that we too can be fabulous. Is concerned, I started modeling for a wheelchair company called Colors in Motion, and they sponsor my wheelchairs. Why I have amazing wheelchairs. And that's where I got my first start. Then I started modeling for Kaiser ads and just different things here and there, but nothing like in the fashion until our television show Push Girls came out. We got a chance to model for LA Weekly magazine, and we actually had a full spread, and it was amazing. So I kind of caught the bug and wanted to keep the ball rolling. Pun intended.
So I want Model Hunt to really inspire people, to empower people that, to accept their uniqueness, their flaws. That it doesn't mean that you're short or you're different, then you cannot be a model. So we're really looking for this uniqueness in someone, the personality, the uniqueness. We're trying to look for those talents. We're trying to look for the new supermodels.
There's a huge pool of talent here in LA, and I think that's what's amazing is that a lot of people have traveled to come here and really show and showcase their stuff. That guy's hot. But I think it's going to be a tough competition just because there's so much to choose from. I'm very excited to see and meet all of them.